students, welcome back to the class. Today we are going to see a new topic of financial markets in India. When you see this term financial markets in India, you need to understand the types of markets that exists in India which deal with money. Okay, so when you think about money, you can think of examples of probably shares. It could be in the form of liquid assets. It could be in the form of long term assets. So something is of this sort is what we are going to see in today's chapter. So we will be studying about the financial markets in India. Now, what is the meaning of a financial market? A market is, as defined by economists, is an institution arrangement that facilitates the purchase and sale of goods and services and other things. So when you think of a market, according to an economist, it is an institution which basically deals with the purchase and sales of goods. Not only good, but also services which are sold. Okay, so these are the two things that are to be noted here. Now, how do you classify financial markets? When we classify financial markets, the classification is done based on different aspects. Okay, so one of the classification criteria is here you'll see one of the first classification of financial market is capital market. Okay, so you will see capital market and money market. These are the two major markets that we will be talking about. So what is capital market? It is a market dealing with medium and long term funds which provide facilities for marketing and trading of securities. So capital market basically deals with long term shares, okay, or long term securities. Now the word securities does not mean only shares. It could also mean kind of debentures, bonds. So for any of these debentures, bonds, or any kind of debt, all of these come under the umbrella of securities. Okay, so in capital market you have the very first one, which is primary market. So primary market consists of all arrangements which facilitate the procurement of long-term fund by companies by making fresh issue of shares and debentures. In the primary market, we always issue fresh shares. One of the example of that is IPO. IPO is initial public offer. So whenever a company wants to raise fund or raise money by issuing shares, if it's a new company, it will launch an IPO, initial public offer, and with the help of an IPO, it will collect funds for its requirements, money for its requirements. So primary market deals with fresh securities, okay, new shares, you can say like that. Secondary market, it deals with basically the shares which are already being sold, which means it does not deal with the new shares. So for example, if I have bought shares from an IPO, I can afterwards sell it to any other person. Okay, that comes under the secondary market. So the free trading of free flow of securities from person to person might happen in secondary market. So it is also known as stock market. That's why it is called a stock market or a stock exchange market. Okay, so your BSC, NSC, all of these where shares are traded come under the category of secondary market. Okay, so just now we saw about capital market. Under capital market you learned two, which is primary market and secondary market. Primary market is a market where there is fresh issue of shares. Secondary market is a market where shares are traded. Okay, now next is money market. Then after capital market you have to study about money market. Money market is the opposite of capital market. Here the shares are here the it is a market for short term funds which deals with financial assets whose maturity period is up to 1 year. So anything up to 1 year would be money market. Anything above 1 year is your capital market. What are the things that are sold in money market? Okay, so in the money market you have things which are like call money, treasure bill, treasury bill, commercial paper, certificate of deposits, trade bill. These all things are traded in the money market. Let's look at them one by one. What is called money? It is basically used by banks to meet their temporary requirements of cash. So whenever banks require cash on a temporary basis, okay, they use this instrument which is called as call money. Okay, it is repayable on demand and its maturity period varies between 1 day to a fortnight. All right, what are treasury bills? They are also called as T bills. So treasury bill is kind of a promissory note issued by the RBI to meet short term requirement funds. They are highly liquid instruments that mean at any time holder of the treasury bill can transfer it or get it discounted from the RBI. So RBI will issue this bill, and the receiver of the bill will pay RBI how much ever amount is mentioned on these T bills. After a period of time, RBI will pay the receiver whatever the interest or whatever the amount has to be paid, and the T bill will be taken by the RBI. Okay, so this is it about. Usually they have a maturity period of 364 days. Okay, next is commercial papers. Okay, so commercial paper is a popular instrument for financing working capital requirements. So if company require working capital is nothing but uh, short term capital. So if companies require short term funds as in working capital, they'll go for commercial paper. It is an unsecured instrument issued in the form of promissory note. This instrument, it was introduced in 1990. Okay, it usually has a period of 15 days to 1 year. Next is the CDs, or you call it as certificate of deposits. So these are short term instruments issued by commercial banks and special financial institutions, which are freely transferable from one party to another. Okay, they have a maturity period of around 91 days. Last is the trade bills. So normally the trader buys goods in wholesalers from the manufacturer on credit. The seller gets payment after the end of the credit period, but if the seller does not want to wait for immediate need of money, he or she can draw a bill of exchange in favor of the buyer, right? So if the seller does not want to wait for that much period, that is whatever period is mentioned, then the seller can draw a bill on the name of the buyer. When the buyer accepts the bill, it becomes a negotiable instrument with the bank before its maturity. So the seller can take this bill and go to the bank and get it encashed. Okay, and he does not have to wait till the maturity of that bill. So that is called as trade bill. So these are the money market instruments. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is uh, what are the classification of financial markets. So when we talk about the classification of financial markets are classified based on stock markets, then cash or spot market, then we have derivative markets, we have foreign exchange market, insurance, commodity, eurobond, equity markets, financial services market, and depository market. We've already seen the two, which are capital market and money market. The third one is the stock market. Now, what is a stock market? A stock market is a market where shares are traded, okay, by companies. So if there is trading of shares happening, that is a stock market. A cash or a spot market basically is where the investing in the cash or spot market is highly sophisticated, with opportunities for big losses and big gains. So you have to book your price, and accordingly you have to trade in this type of a market. In the cash market, goods are sold for cash and are delivered immediately, but by the same token, contracts bought and sold, spot markets are immediately effective. Prices are settled in cash on the spot at current market price. So this is a little different from the cash market. Cash market, you immediately deal with cash. However, spot market, you are dealing for future prices. Okay, next is derivative market, is where derivatives are exchanged or traded. In simple terms, derivatives are nothing but they are type of securities whose market price is determined with the help of the asset associated with the financial instrument. So the assets associated with the derivatives are mostly basically shares, bonds, commodities, currencies, etc. So these all are being traded. It is called as derivative market. Foreign exchange market is where your foreign currencies are traded. Okay, whether currencies are traded, whether it is dollars, euros, pounds, yen. Okay, all these currencies where they are traded, it is called as foreign exchange market. Insurance market is where insurance or policies are bought and sold, whether it is life insurance, whether it is medical, any type of insurance you take, vehicle insurance and all these markets would be insurance market. Commodity market is nothing but it where primary products are bought and sold under legal contracts. Okay, the primary products that are traded here can be a part of the FMCG sector, metal sector or energy sector. The instruments under this market are exchanged by using certain techniques like spot trading. The next one is euro bond market. Now euro bond market is a market where a market where bonds are denominated in currency other than that of the country which they are issued are called as euro bond market. It is an international market, and the in character, as an example, French firm may engage a German investment banking syndicate to sell dollar denominated bonds and so on. So that's an euro bond market. Next is equity market. Equity market is where ownership of securities are issued and subscribed. That is called as equity market. Financial service market, a market that comprises participants such as commercial banks that provide various financial services like ATMs, credit card, credit rating, okay, factoring, leasing. All these are the financial services market. And the last one is depository market. So a depository market consists of depository institutions that accept deposits from the individual firms and uses the funds to participate in the debt market by giving loans or purchasing other debts such as treasury bills, etc. Okay, so this is about the classification of markets. Let's move on to the next part, that is Indian money market. Okay, now Indian money market is nothing but there are certain features of Indian money market. Okay, you can define it as the money market is the name given to various firms and institutions that does deal in various grades of near money. This is one of the definitions given by Crowther. Okay, let's see what are the features of money market. One is dichotomy. Dichotomy means a major features of Indian market is the existence of dichotomy where two or more markets are dealing together. So two or more markets here are, one is organized market, the other one is unorganized market. Okay, so RBI, commercial banks are all the organized markets, whereas the unorganized markets would be the IBs, MLs, chit funds, nidhis, all those. Okay, next feature is lack of coordination and integration. It is very difficult for IBI to integrate and organize an unorganized sector of money market. So the RBI is fully effective in organized sector, but unorganized sector is out of RBI's control. Thus, there is a lack of integration between the sub markets. There is a gap between the organized markets and unorganized markets. Next is about the diversity in interest rates. Now, if you see the money market, there are different institutions offering different interest rates. Somewhere you will get 7% on deposit, somewhere you will get 10%. So why these difference prevails, right? Next is about shortage of seasonality of money market. Now, Indian agricultural is busy during the period of November to June, resulting in heavy demand for funds. During this period, money market suffers monetary shortage. Money supply is less. Okay, that's why it results in high interest rates. Okay, whereas when the season is not there, that time the money supply is high and the interest rates fall. So that is called as the seasonality of money market. Next is about shortage of funds. Shortage of funds is there is a shortage of funds in Indian market on account of various factors like inadequate banking facility, low savings between people, lack of banking habits, existence of parallel economy. All these are the reasons why we see there is shortage of funds. Next is about absence of organized bill market. A bill market refers to a mechanism where bill of exchange are purchased and discounted banks in India. Okay, so just now I sometime back I gave you the example of where a seller is unwilling to wait till he gets a payment, so he goes to the bank and he gets the bill of exchange discounted, right, from the bank. So that is discounting. Inadequate that's done. Inadequate banking facilities. Now there are very less banking facilities in the rural areas. If people have to go and save money in the bank, they'll probably have to travel to the town area and then they can go and save their money. Inefficient and corrupt management. You see there is a lot of corruption, because of which India does not get a scope to grow. Money market also faces the same problems of corruption. So people who are sitting on high designations are corrupted, because of which it in here we get to see as one of the feature of money market. Now what are the functions of money market? The very first function is providing funds. Okay, whether it is short term money to different kinds of businesses, money market does that. Use of surplus funds. What happens is, we as investors, when we go and save money in our bank, which is in the form of deposits, banks are able to give this money to people who require that money. So this is how banks are using, or money market is using the surplus funds that we have, uh, which we are saving. Okay, no need to borrow from banks. These days everything is digital, it's online, so we do not have to physically go to banks and borrow from banks. It is a kind of help to the government, because the supply of money is smooth and it's free flowing. Okay, so it is not stuck anywhere, but the money flows from different sectors, so it is a help to the government. It also helps in monetary policies. Now monetary policies is where you talk about your government, you talk about the interest rate, you talk about the increase or decrease in the interest rates, you talk about the money supply. So the money market helps to control, or to regulate the money supply in the economy, and also to control the interest rates. So these are in turn helping the monetary policy. Helps in financial mobility. As the finances, as the money, which is a liquid asset, is free flowing from sector to sector, it helps in the financial mobility of the money. It promotes liquidity and safety. There's an equilibrium between demand and supply of funds. So like I told you, if I have excess fund, I'm going and saving it in the bank. But when there is a person who requires that fund, so I am a supplier of that fund, and person who requires that fund is demanding that fund. So there is a free flow of demand and supply. There is an equilibrium between the demand and supply. Okay. Last is economy is in use of cash. Okay, so the economy gets to use cash, which is an important aspect of the business, right? The next one that we need to study is about the components of Indian market. Now what are the components of Indian market? There are various components of money market, of Indian money market, like organized sector of money market, that is call and notice money. Then there is treasury bills, commercial bills, certificate of deposits, commercial papers, money market and mutual funds, repo market, discounted and finance house of India. And there is unorganized money market. So when you talk about Indian money market is divided into organized money market and unorganized money market. Organized money market is your call money, your treasury bills, your commercial papers, commercial bills, your certificate of deposits. All these we just had a look at before, right? In the previous slides. Unorganized would be indigenous bankers, money lenders. We've not seen these ones, so I'll just explain you all quickly these ones. One is indigenous bankers. Indigenous bankers are also called as IBs. Okay, so they are the private firms who receive deposits and give loan and thereby operate as banks. So these are not recognized as bank, but they are doing the function of banks, the primary function of bank, which is accepting deposits from people and lending people the money. Okay, Next is money lenders. There are many money lenders. You must be aware, in the even in the television they show in movies, okay, zamindars and all, who have extra money, okay, so they lend to the farmers. So those are money lenders, and they earn interest on that. They exist now also. There are many people who have extra money, and they lend at a very high rate to the people who are in need of money. Non-banking financial companies, there are many companies who call themselves bank but which are not registered as bank. Then there are many chit funds where you have to do savings, okay, you put your money periodically in these funds, and then you can probably get these money as lump sum amount. Next is about nidhis. They operate as a kind of mutual benefit for their members. The loans are given to members at reasonable rate of interest. So people who require loan, or people who require money, can easily withdraw money. So it's like a saving scheme which people start. They save money, and anyone who is in requirement of money can just withdraw this money from these system, okay. So that is nidhis. Next is about loan or finance companies. Loan or finance companies are basically found in all parts of the country. The total capital consists of borrowing, deposits, and own funds. They give loan to retailers, wholesalers, artisans, and self-employed persons. And last one is about the financial brokers. So financial brokers, they are found in all major urban markets, especially in cloth, grain, and commodity markets. They act as middlemen between lenders and borrowers. They charge commission for their services. So these are the financial brokers. Let's move on to the next one, which is features of Indian capital market. Now, what are the various features of Indian capital market? First is the types of funds. Uh, Next is focus. So, in the types of fund, we usually deal with long-term funds. It basically focuses on the long-term requirements of finances. Instruments here are equity shares, debentures, preference shares, and other types of shares which are traded. The participants here are corporates, development banks, foreign investors, and all that. Investment outlay, usually it requires a huge financial outlay, and the securities which are traded are in the denominations of 100 and 10. Duration of securities are basically long term securities. The liquidity here is not very high, and safety is very safe, as there are people who are monitoring these markets, like the SEBI and like the Stock Exchange Board of India, okay. What are the instruments of capital market? We just had a look at that. Shares, bonds, debentures, fixed deposits, okay, foreign exchange market, and gold, electronic transfers. These are the instruments that are traded. Okay, so what are shares? We all know shares. Shares is it gives a ownership to the people in different companies. Bonds are basically, it is a kind of debt. Debentures are also kind of debt, okay. Fixed deposits is where you are keeping the money in for a specific amount of time. Foreign exchange market is where you can deal with different types of currencies. And when you are investing in gold, okay, that would be gold ETF. Next is foreign exchange market. Now, what is foreign exchange market? It involves the purchase and sale of national currencies. So whenever we are buying national currencies, or we are selling national currencies, it would be called as the foreign exchange market. So if I'm buying dollars, and probably that would be buying of dollars, or maybe I'm selling INR, so that is the foreign exchange market. So what are the features of foreign exchange market? The very first feature is about the location, okay. So when you talk about the location, Your foreign exchange market is described as an over the counter OTC market. There is no physical place where these participants need to sit together to execute the deal. Okay, you can online do it, you can do it very easily. Okay, and it is a very smooth process. Then there is 24 hours market. There's no timeline for this kind of a market. The currencies traded are different currencies like pounds, yen, euros, all these types of currencies. Then physical market in centers like Paris, Brazil. Then foreign exchange business takes place at a fixed place. All these centers, the banks meet, and in the presence of central banks fixed rate of a number of major currencies. So bank is playing a role in fixing up the currency rate. Okay, then next one is participants. Who are the participants? Like corporates, commercial banks, exchange brokers, central banks, etc. And settlement of transactions. Foreign exchange market makes extensive use of latest development telecommunications for transmitting as well as settling foreign exchange transactions. So in this chapter we studied about the financial markets in India. Okay, so in financial markets we had a look at what is the structure of financial market in terms of capital market, money market. In capital market we saw about the primary market, the secondary market. Also in money market we saw what are the instruments traded. Capital market usually deals with long term securities, whereas when you're talking about money market, it deals with short term securities. We also saw the features of different types of markets. Then we saw about what is foreign exchange market. Okay, so this is what we studied in the chapter number 3, which is financial markets in India.